but to purposely drive into oncoming traffic at high speeds is just the most ludicrous thing to do. And of course, it's why would you want to hurt somebody that has nothing to do with what's going on right now? It is dumbfounding to watch this stuff. And Crystal and Juan, you both of you are right. Every time we get through one of these intersections, it does for me. Even now, you get that cold chill. Another red light right there. And just to clarify, I'm sorry, Juan, I did hear your question. We're eastbound on Nordhoff. Oh, yes, definitely. There was quite a ways to the 118. And we actually are going to have a freeway coming up here in just a moment, and it's going to be 405. So we have to do the 405. He was on a freeway earlier on. He got on the 170, then on the 5, right before we had gotten to the actual chase, and then a little bit on the 118. But he's pretty much been on surface streets the entire time, driving very recklessly, and you can see how crowded it gets over here. Nordhoff in the 405, always very busy, always packed right here. And hopefully he's not going to do anything. Yep, there he goes against traffic. And these are folks, oh my goodness, just trying to get off the freeway. That's another collision right there. Yeah, so, and this is just so dangerous and so crazy this evening. And it's amazing this car is still on the move, and it's amazing that we haven't seen more damage to any of the other vehicles. And I say that in the most honest way. This is so dangerous. Now we're turning on to Sepulveda. This is another wide street, and it might not be that wide right here, but it's going to get much wider if he continues in that northbound direction. The vehicle continues, and the helicopter still following, the LAPD helicopter, and those ground units. I'm sure I know I'm hearing them talk about ambulances right now, making another U-turn. This is one of many we've seen out here on Sepulveda Boulevard. You can see the vehicles, the officers still in pursuit. I know it sounds almost rude or callous, but I'm really hoping the damage to that vehicle, to his vehicle, is going to be enough to at least impair it and bring this thing to an end after that second collision this evening. Yes. Well, I can tell you it's just the driver in the front seat. That's pretty sure on that. Every now and then it lights up and you can see through that windscreen there. It definitely looks like just the driver in the front seat. Don't know if anybody's in that back seat, but this older Toyota, I believe it's going to be a Corolla, really just so much abuse, and you again, just hoping that it's going to be enough to bring this vehicle, the damage is going to bring this vehicle to a stop. But it does seem like it's continuing to go out here. LAPD is dealing with 2 accidents now with this vehicle. You can see some kids running in this neighborhood, just running to catch up with that car. That is also something that nobody wants to see. I believe we're on Cedros right now. So this is going to be the Panorama City area. And the chase is continuing out here this evening as this vehicle continues to elude officers. 2 collisions with civilian vehicles. We're hoping that there's no severe injuries. Another strange intersection right there with other vehicles on Rayen right now. So very residential, a lot of apartments out here. This is all apartments. And you got that apartment parking out there on the streets. So very packed intersections, very packed streets. and the chase continuing. I'm going to go a little wider. So yeah, the LAPD is really still right there. Sometimes they'll just have the helicopter call it. But right now he's on Tobias, so we're in the Panorama City area. Don't know if this is an area that he knows. Hopefully he's going to get out of that car and run, because I just don't know how many more of these intersections I can handle, as he's just been barreling through so many this evening. The 405. I can't believe this guy's like talking to people. Going back out on the Cerritos. Yeah, you know, sometimes we see these drivers and they showboat a little bit. They'll, you know, talk, like hang out the window and talk to people. I'm just shocked that this person that's created so much damage, risked so much life, has, you know, would do something like that this evening. But it did appear that he rolled down the window and was hanging out the window yelling at somebody. It seems that he's making blocks out here. We're back on Cedros and Willis, and then also Cedros and Nordhoff. Looks like he's stopping here at a fruit vendor or a food vendor. I don't know if he's, you know, this is what I'm saying. It's, if this person has any feeling that this is some sort of game, or this is, you know, he's having some kind of fun, this is not one of the ones that we've ever seen that are any kind of fun. So much damage so far this evening. Thank goodness nobody's seriously injured that we know of. You know, whiplash, any type of things could happen. Well, he definitely was in an area where there were plenty of apartment buildings. We're back on to Nordhoff right now, basically heading back towards the 405 where that accident happened. And I would assume, I would guess, I don't want to be too wrong, but I would guess they're still there doing their accident investigation. So is he going to take Sepulveda? Is he going to keep on going in that direction? We're going to see here in just a moment, because he was going to be back up on that 405 freeway here in just a minute. Sepulveda. Yeah, there was somebody running trying to get out of the pedestrian, trying to get out of the way, and also officers from LAPD were out there as well trying to do spike strips. They want to bring this thing to an end as quickly as possible. Right now we've got back onto Sepulveda Boulevard, so we're going to be heading southbound on Sepulveda from Nordhoff. This is another street where there are a little bit wider, a little less traffic right here, but it's going to start bunching up once he passes Parthenia and starts getting over by Roscoe and all those car dealerships up in that area, and then some sweeping turns. So we'll keep an eye on it. A very dangerous pursuit this evening. Very. I can't stress it enough. I just don't want to see this end with anybody being injured. Heaven forbid, loss of life. We have seen two vehicles be damaged, damaged already civilians, innocent people, and of course the stolen vehicle this evening is plenty of damage in the front there. We don't know how it was stolen. We don't know if it was taken in some sort of robbery or just a straight somebody lost it, and sometimes they actually could be something where it's a relative reporting that was somebody they know took the car and didn't return it. That's going to be Roscoe right there. So now we're going to start with those sweeping turns here on Sepulveda, then of course go underneath the railroad tracks. But it's going to be a little wider right here, a little bit more open, but there isn't much officers can do to bring it to an end. Just hopefully that he won't pick up too much speed as we chase him this evening, as we're back into the Van Nuys area on Sepulveda Boulevard, making our way southbound, and this pursuit continues. It definitely looks like they have backed off all the way, meaning that they've just they're being tracked right now. You can see the helicopter still in the shot, tracking. No light on it, so that the driver might feel that things have calmed down. Maybe he's gotten away with something, and then maybe he'll find a spot where he can park this vehicle and just get out of it, which would be the best bet for this evening, because this one just has that tale of just not ending well, and I just want this to come to a stop, and I want to be wrong and say, well, at least nobody was seriously hurt. Well, it was the first time we'd seen them try to deploy those spike strips. There might have been moments where officers were trying to get in position, but you have to understand, too, a driver like this who was swerving into vehicles earlier on, collided with two cars that we know of, and then this blatant disregard. Officers, they are paid and trained to do dangerous things. Like, whoa, no. No. Look at that. And those were kids right there. So hopefully, you just think that maybe even that driver with no conscience at all will say, oh, wow. So anyway, that was southbound Sepulveda just through Victory right there, where those children and parents were, small children and parents were crossing the road. This is one of those ones where you just are like, what is going on? Now you have this a civilian. Might even be challenging this person. No, I hope not, because the guy in that other car has no idea what he's dealing with this evening. And this he looks like they did. I'm hearing now that they've completely pulled the plug, meaning that law enforcement, the helicopter is backed off, LAPD on the ground is backed off as well. And this is one of those ones. Hopefully, this driver will just think that. This is going to be Van Owen and Sepulveda. I'm sorry, Victory and Sepulveda. This is going to be that parking lot right there. And he's going to be making his way. It looks like he's trying to make a left turn onto Victory. So he's actually heading towards downtown Van Nuys. Maybe even no, he's not going to go that way. He's going to be staying on smaller streets. So, yeah. Anywhere except behind the wheel of that car. That's the only place this person needs to be, and you just hope that it happens before somebody gets hurt. LAPD making that decision right now to really back off, and they have. And the terminology is they pulled the plug, meaning that they are not in pursuit. They're not tracking. They're not following. So we're going to keep an eye on it just to see where this person goes. Making these turns out here, this is definitely going to be the Van Nuys area. In these residential neighborhoods, he's going back out towards Victory. Again, this is a very residential area. I don't know if he knows these areas. I don't know if he's looking for a spot to abandon the vehicle, but right now, just driving slowly. Maybe he's just doubling back to see if the officers really have left. And I can assure you, they have. They are not behind him or even out looking for him right now. Well, yeah, the public's safe, and that's going to be a huge plus. There's a person like this. I'm sure he will have a run-in with law enforcement at another time, or there's always that odd chance. But right now, the helicopter maybe doesn't have another call. When I say the helicopter, I'm talking about LAPD. Going to keep an eye out. This is kind of in the area, so perhaps if he gets out, they'll be able to track him and then maybe just be able to take this person into custody. But definitely challenging other drivers out here on the road this evening as we're on Columbus, which is a smaller street out here in the Van Nuys neighborhood, and continuing just to drive along this evening, driving aggressively, very, very, I'm sorry about that move right there. Very, very angry driver. That's about the best way to say it. But just want him to stop and get out of the car. Well, I don't see any squad cars in the area. He's pulling into another, I believe that this is a grocery store type of place out here off of Sepulveda. You know what, I don't think he can hear us, but Van Nuys Police Department is very, very close by, just a couple of blocks, and he could easily just drive in there, park that vehicle, and go give himself up. He's now communicating with a van that's just not giving him just enough room there. And look, he gave him something. He tossed him something. That driver of that van tossed him something, and so I wonder what that was all about. Making another U-turn out here. Look, you can see no officers. Well, there is one at the bottom of the screen in the intersection. So right now they are, let's just say, loosely in the area, keeping an eye on that vehicle. And he's stopped there. Maybe he's going to get back out onto the roadway. That's going to be Van Owen near Sepulveda. Right now, though, just kind of moving around slowly. What our assignment does, I'm sure they're getting that information from somewhere, but I can tell you, it definitely looks like he is on the phone. Maybe that's one of the many reasons why he's driving so poorly this evening. Maybe he's just doesn't have that ability, and again, it is against the law. Never talk on the phone while you're driving. The van, yeah. Yeah, that van seems to be following him. We'll see here in just a moment, or maybe just coincidentally leaving the same area. But you can see the officers from LAPD right there, a couple of the shops, and you can see the lights and sirens. They're going to go talk to that guy in the van. So obviously, officers have some information about what's going on. Don't know what that handoff was. I'm very curious. He tossed something into the vehicle there. And continuing back on to Sepulveda Boulevard, this is the area where we saw those children with the parents earlier on. So definitely, tension is high. More black and whites in the area, not in pursuit of this vehicle, but definitely cruising. If this does come to an end, I have a feeling that a number of law enforcement will miraculously appear and take this person into custody, as they should. Yeah, yeah. All right. I hope this is not a person trying to get involved. What is he doing? What is he doing? What is this guy doing? This is looks like a civilian trying to get involved. Basically just kind of matching the speed. Some, this is the thing too. This silver-tongued devil that's driving this vehicle right here, talking on the phone, says that he's going to be dropping or turning himself in at Roscoe and Willis. So if this really happens, is anybody's guess, but that seems to be the information right now. Some people think that they can talk themselves out of a speeding ticket. This person don't think he's going to be able to talk himself out of whatever has been going on this evening. This has been horrific to watch. Sometimes we get a little jovial with these chases. There's no doubt about it, but this one has just been nail biting the entire time, dangerous the entire time. Two collisions. That one where thank goodness none of those children were struck, but that was very close. And this is the thing: a vehicle just even bumping into a small child in a crosswalk could really be devastating. So this is not fun at all. And we're coming up on Roscoe and Sepulveda. We're at the 7-Eleven right there. There's a couple of other food places in that right there. Don't know, this is the thing. Sometimes we see these guys do weird things where they showboat and they act crazy, and it's kind of funny. But in this case, you just don't know what this person is thinking, and this is nothing to poke fun at this evening as he continues to drive, making his way back onto Roscoe. This is going to be tough. This is another one where it's one of those intersections where there's a lot of traffic, and we'll see which way he goes. Close to the 405 again. We had that accident there earlier where he tried to get underneath, and this is another intersection like Nordhoff. Very, very busy, especially at the 405. So we're going to keep an eye on it, and it looks like going a little bit against traffic right there, but maybe no other cars. And keeping an eye on it. Roscoe is where we're at right now, and as memory serves me right, he is going the right direction for Willis. And there we go, another law enforcement vehicle getting behind him again, but no lights and sirens. We're going to keep an eye on what's going on. They were coming up on the 405, another spot, very, very busy. There's Orion. Looks like we're getting off of Roscoe, and now we're going to be taking Orion. This is another very tight street, and will become very residential here in just a moment. That's what he says. Apparently, that was the information that was passed along. Again, who knows? Who knows what this person is thinking? And we've been watching him being challenging with other vehicles out here this evening, which it's just not good in any way. Right now we're on Chase. Let's see if he turns on to Chase. So he's making a turn on to Chase, and he's going to be making his way back over to Sepulveda if he gets that far. A lot of folks out here. This is an area with a lot of apartment buildings. Yeah. Don't know if there's a discussion going on right now. Don't know. I'm sure there was some words being. Yeah, I guess he. Yeah, basically, it looked like he grabbed his cell phone. Maybe he was basically saying, hey, I'm that guy in that chase, or I'm being chased by cops or something, and maybe a couple people trying to grab those few moments of fame. Very dark out here. There's some other people in that intersection, and very busy. I don't, probably, maybe he turned on his brights. Thank goodness he has lights on at all. It looks like some more people out here, yeah. Yep, it might be people that are watching KCAL tonight. And just, there you go, somebody, and he's just throwing things at the vehicle. And it should also be a wake-up call for that driver that he is not some sort of rebel hero. He's more of the villain. Nobody wants to see anybody get hurt, and this person puts so many lives in danger this evening. Anybody who has been watching surely wants this thing to come to an end. There you go. We're going to be very, very close to. To Roscoe. I was just going to say the name of it's Galpin Ford is where we're at. We're right there. So that's going to be Langdon and Roscoe. I don't know if it's a green light. It usually doesn't change that quickly. I ran a red. And back onto Roscoe and working our way away from the 405 back towards Sepulveda Boulevard. Definitely. There's another, yeah, a little bit more of another exchange going on right there. So don't know what kind of exchange that is. Somehow I don't think it was business cards, but we'll leave that for the law enforcement to try to figure out. But yeah, definitely something going on right there. Going to see, since he has a moment here, we can maybe get a little bit of a better look at that guy. He's definitely on the phone. He's doing a lot of talking. He's burning up those minutes. Hopefully he's got some sort of unlimited plan. Kind of creeping his way out onto Roscoe. It is solid red. This is another one of the ones that takes a little bit for the lights to change. But it does seem like he has a little bit of an opening to go against traffic. And just driving so slowly this evening, it's just, just look at all these other folks out there. They don't know what to do. They're just like, what is this guy doing? That's what I'd be thinking, is like, what is that guy doing? Yeah. Yep. We definitely have. Thank goodness we haven't seen anybody seriously hurt, and I don't want to see that at all. My worry is still for pedestrians, even though this person is distracted. He's driving very erratically. We don't know if he's impaired, but just the general, the way this person's been driving. That guy in the Dodge truck doesn't seem too happy with the situation. Kind of blocked him there at that gas station, now trailing behind him. But again, you just think to yourself that anybody in the public, any civilian person, is not going to risk damage to their vehicles to bring this to an end. And of course, law enforcement is not going to, they don't want you to get involved because you don't know what this driver's, he might be armed. We don't know. So, just stopping that vehicle is just one piece of him going into custody. Well, he's following along, and this is the thing. He's now there you go. That guy's getting sucked into this, and you just got to, if you could talk to him, you'd say, don't get sucked in. You're running red lights. You're breaking laws now to try to get this guy not to break laws. How does that make any sense? This is the thing. It just gets more and more dangerous, more and more bizarre this evening. Sepulveda Boulevard, I think we're going to be coming up on Parthenia if we haven't passed it already. It looks like he's leaning over. Oh, sorry, we're already at Nordhoff, so it's been a while. And this guy continuing to just kind of squeeze in there. And this is the thing. If he runs this red light, the suspect, we've seen this all evening. But for that other person to just follow behind him, now he's breaking laws. And it's just, if you're in, the public should just let this go and try to stay away from this person and as much as possible, not try to engage him. Right. Right. We've never have seen anything like that, and I definitely don't want to see, and this is the thing. We don't know if that person was armed and in that kind of mental state. This could be very, very dangerous. And see, now he's got his hands out the window, and he's signaling other drivers, and it's just like you just want this to come to an end, and it just continues to go and go and go. Yes. Well, the traffic's getting thicker because of the erratic driving, the slow driving right there. Nobody wants to pass him, and I don't blame him. You just don't. You don't. So many times we've seen bizarre things where there's car-to-car shootings and things like that, and you just don't want to be in that crossfire. So I'm sure the people that are backing off, they're doing the right thing. They are doing the correct thing. That guy in the truck, this is the thing. You just don't want to see him get hurt, and you just wish you could give him some advice. And if he's on the phone, that's the other thing too. If he's on the phone with 911, which he should be, then they would be telling him the same thing. Do not engage this guy. Back off. So he's probably not on the phone, at least with law enforcement. So this is just stranger and stranger and stranger this evening. Okay. All right. Well, if that's an officer of the law, then he would be conducting himself a lot differently. And then also if that is an off-duty officer, he would know that they've told the other officers to back off, so there would be no reason. He'd be in a lot of trouble. Let's just leave it like that. If that's an officer in there, that person not getting a pat on the back either, he's probably going to get some sort of reprimand. Something also that's just a little unusual, there was a silver Corvette that just made a turn in front of these two. And I think that's the same one we saw in Langdon just a few moments ago when he was over by Langdon and Sepulveda. So there might be some other folks out here interested in this chase. Maybe just would-be watchers, just your typical LA folks. But making these turns again. Now we're on to Kester. I don't think we've been on Kester this evening, but residential. I would say this is going to be North Hills, maybe a borderline Mission Hills, but definitely on Kester. And that truck still following along. Don't know what that plan is right there, and hopefully the driver of that truck has some sort of plan. But right now he's just being just endangering himself and his property as he continues to shadow this vehicle that cut him off near the gas station over there at the corner of Roscoe and Sepulveda earlier on. Though, I have to say, the car itself, at least the driving has become a little bit more subdued. Very residential. That's going to be Kester and Tupper. These are all homes. And I'm hearing that law enforcement, because of maybe the added interaction, is going to make themselves known to that suspect here in just a moment or two. So we're going to keep an eye on it, and we're probably going to see the Reds and Blues pop up here again in just a moment or two. Yeah. Is he going back? Yep. Cool. But they have to get around that pickup truck. Right, but they got to get around them. And a news van. There's our news van, and that just shows you when there's breaking news, we're there on the ground and in the air. You know, you just got to think too that the officers from LAPD, now they have to deal with that pickup truck. So we're not giving anything away. LAPD wants to bring this to an end. They are talking about authorized pit maneuver to bring this to an end. But now you've got that Dodge truck there, that Ram right behind him. And we'll have to see what goes on. And I'm wondering if maybe that is a law enforcement vehicle, because it definitely seems like he wants to try to do a pit maneuver with his personal vehicle, which is going to be interesting to say the least. And the law enforcement doesn't seem to be making any effort to block him. Either that or, yeah, looks like he's trying to. Yep, just kind of. Yep. Yeah, and this is it. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, do you want? It just has white walls on it. It just looks like it's just white wall writing. Yeah, but it shows you that this person, maybe he is law enforcement. That could be. It would make a lot of sense. But you just think that he would not want to damage his own vehicle. To do something like this. Here you have some undercovers, a lot of undercovers, and you know what? I don't know if that was Crystal or Juan who came up with who that driver in that truck was, but I'm guessing you guys are right. That is going to be law enforcement. This was all law enforcement. I think those are relatives. No, those are relatives. Those are relatives right there. Yeah, they're and right. And you know, this is the much kinder, gentler LAPD. Look at them, how they are just taking this person out of that vehicle after all that this evening and just taking him into custody. We're on Willis. We kind of got. I think we're Willis and Nordhoff, the corner of Willis and Nordhoff. Yep. Oh, you know what? I think are they going after the pickup truck? They're going after the pickup. They're going to go after that pickup truck. So this is one of the ones where I'm going to keep an eye on these guys, because that scene's going to be there, and we do know he's just pulling over. Yeah, that guy's just going to pull over. So I guess here we go, bouncing back and forth like a little tennis match. This was not a law enforcement officer, obviously. As he's being pulled over right now, and we're going to see that they're taking this very seriously. And this is the thing, too. I think law enforcement really wants the public to know, do not get involved with any of these chases. Do not think you're helping. You are not. Yep. Definitely. Oh, yeah. Doing the shuffle right there. And obviously going to follow the rules right now. I'm sure he's starting to realize that he is in trouble himself. and this is probably about a residential block and a half away from where they took that suspect into custody. With, admittedly, with the help of that pickup truck, he basically corralled him into an area where he couldn't get out of the way, where other officers could approach the vehicle. But again, law enforcement does not want any of the public's help, especially with a dangerous suspect. Of course, they want help with information and ideas and anything like that, intellectual ideas. But as far as getting involved in a pursuit or any kind of dangerous apprehension of a suspect, never, never, never get involved. Safety is always first. Let the trained professionals handle it. Well, it depends. If this person has any kind of warrants or any other problems, he might actually be taken in and may be booked. But we don't. I have no idea. Hopefully, it's just going to be some kind of light reprimand, just enough to make him think never to do something like that again. We're going to watch as we get the cuffs on him. Then we're going to go swing back over to the original scene, where I'm sure that original driver is in custody. There you go. They're taking him into custody right there. So the cuffs are going on, and just take a peek down the street to see where how that other one ended. It did look like they were taking him into custody, some family members there, but it does seem like it is all over. 2 other vehicles damaged. Hopefully nobody seriously injured this evening. Definitely. They're going to want to talk to him. They want to sort things out, want to make sure that, he is as righteous as he apparently appeared to be to do all that. And they'll probably, the cuffs are on him now. They may take him off. But again, it depends on who he is and what past that person has. But definitely, it can't say it enough. Do not get involved in any kind of dangerous situation, especially with law enforcement.